All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel. Of course, your personification of excellence on YouTube and YWC. We're the best reviews wrestling and your three-time YWC channel of the year. And I'm back here. It is now officially Wednesday, July 2nd of 2025. So it is Wednesday, and you know what that means, man. So we got AEW Dynamite coming on later, much later. Of course, it is technically a little past midnight, so it is still, we're coming off the heels of course, July 1st, Tuesday. So it is late night, early morning here right now. But this is the prime time for me doing my content, my videos, and so hope you all had a good, hope you all are having a good week so far, man. We're here midweek, it's Hump Day, if you will, Wednesday, like I said, and we're here in the 2nd of July, so yeah, we're halfway through 2025, man. This year's gone by pretty quick, I'd say. But hope you all are having a good one. So I wanted to get back to doing some content, some regular content. Hope you guys have been enjoying my videos up to this point. I made a few, yesterday, the day before, and so yeah, so want to go ahead and do some more content here. And obviously, I've got several things in mind. There's some wrestling stories, stories in wrestling that I plan on doing, and some other stuff that I plan on doing. And also, I do plan on getting back to doing content on my other channels as well. Be sure to check those channels out. But here today with this video, I want to address something that I recently caught wind of, and I want to do a reaction of sorts to a certain individual, a certain big name, quote unquote, channel who has recently experienced a major downfall here on YouTube, and apparently due to his own actions. Now, I've had a brief interaction with this individual from years ago, and I actually recently just caught wind of this, like literally yesterday. I happened to look this guy's name up just out of morbid curiosity, just because, you tend to look around. Sometimes it just kind of hits you. Hey, let me just kind of look this up or check this out. And then sure enough, I see that this guy is in a spot of trouble. It seems like he's had a little fall from grace, if you will, when it comes to his time here on YouTube and his quote unquote career here on YouTube. So today I will be talking about one Jake Doolittle. Some of you might know who that is, big time commentary channel, does all these little commentaries and reactions to other content creators and stuff like that. He's part of that commentary community and shit. So this dude was a pretty big deal the last several years since 2019 or whatever, amassed over 200,000 subs, one of the bigger names in the commentary community in recent years. So if you're kind of wondering why I'm doing a reaction to it, or why I'm doing a reaction to him, it's because I've had an interaction with this individual in the past. You see, about 2 years ago, roughly 2 years ago around this time, he did a reaction to one of my most infamous videos back on my old channel, of course, the requirements video that I did, the requirements for women to date me, basically, video, which people still to this day don't understand what exactly the purpose of that video was. It was basically a gag that I did, basically showcasing just how utterly ridiculous it is for women specifically to have requirements for dating. So I decided to do one myself as a gag. Obviously it wasn't a serious thing. And I stated many times after the fact that it wasn't a serious thing. People took that shit they took that shit and ran with it, took things I said out of context and all that shit. I had all kinds of people doing reactions to it, commentaries on it, and people still, I find it funny years after the fact, and I don't even have that channel anymore or that video. I don't even own that video or have that channel anymore. It's not even up here on YouTube, and people are still talking about it. Like, not doing videos on it, but they're still talking about it, and they're still acting like that was a serious thing I was doing when it wasn't. And I see, it's like people still to this day don't understand what that was. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. So this Jake Doolittle guy did a reaction to that video. I caught wind of it because this was around the time that, I was getting quite a bit of traffic, quite a bit of backlash, quote unquote, from that video, which is just dumb. But, it caught wind. I guess I guess the right people kind of caught on to it, or the wrong people, I guess I could say. But he was one of these big commentary channels that did reaction to it. So I, in response, did a little joke video, kind of like a little rap, if you will, a diss rap or sorts. And I guess he saw it. And he did reply to it, and he was like, he thought that I was like seriously threatening him with violence. He legitimately did a response to my diss rap that I did as a gag, like the like the diss rap. He thought like I was being serious. Like he thought that I was seriously threatening him with violence in this video. If you've seen that video, you know for a fact that that was not me legitimately threatening this guy. But he took it so serious. I just find it funny. But anyway, so that was my interaction with the dude back then. And since then, I haven't really talked about him. I've mentioned him briefly in videos. Like I reference these people here and there, but I don't make a habit out of obsessing over fucking people like this because I have my own life and I have my own channel to adhere to. I don't have time to fucking follow all these other motherfuckers who do shit, fucking do responses and shit to me. Like if I did a response to every fucking person who talks shit about me or did a video on me on YouTube, I fucking be doing that all day and I don't have time for that. I got my own content, I got my own stuff to do, and it is what it is. I have my own fans, I have my own, everybody watching this video, I'm sure, to adhere to. But anyway, so that was again 2 years ago. Obviously 2 years have passed. And just one day, like literally yesterday, the name popped up in my head. I was kind of thinking to myself, like, who's that one dude who did that fucking commentary video on me? And then I remember Jake Doolittle. So I decided to look him up. And sure enough, I see a whole list of videos talking about the downfall of Jake Doolittle. Jake Doolittle ruins his own career. Jake Doolittle sabotages this, that, and the third. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this? And apparently this happened earlier this year. And this dates back to like late 2023. And then like, again, earlier this year, this shit. And I'm a little late to the party, for some people who might be watching this and saying, why is this guy talking about Jake Doolittle? Yes, I am late to the party. I do not follow these people. Okay. I'm not in the commentary community. I do not follow these people. I happened to look this up and I saw that this was what happened there early this year. So apparently what happened, the gist of it, I'm not going to go through all the specifics because again, I do not follow this shit. I do not follow all this, BS when it comes to these commentary channels or whatever. But apparently what happened was this dude got into a beef with some dude, some podcaster, Ethan or whatever the hell his name is. Ethan Klein, I think his name was. And he basically like had this grudge against him for some shit involving photos or whatever that he took because this guy Jake Doolittle was like a photographer or some shit, and some money that this dude Ethan apparently owed him. I don't fucking know all the details, but apparently he made this like hit piece, quote unquote, video on him, and this guy Ethan responded, and he's like on a part of some podcast, and he basically eviscerated this Jake guy, and he's like, and had a number of people turned on him, and then earlier this year he basically did a video, which a lot of people called like clickbait or some shit. I learned for this. I just recently, before I did this video, because I wanted to kind of do a, what do you call it, deep dive into this, because again, I knew nothing of this before yesterday. I knew nothing of any of this before yesterday. So there was this video that I watched just now, about a 20-minute video from a creator channel called Internet Anarchist. I can't remember the name, so sorry if I misquote, sorry if I get the name wrong. Internet Anarchist, I think that's the name. But anyway, so he did this 20-minute video detailing Jake Doolittle's fall or whatever, or why he's not, a big thing anymore, or, he basically ruined, sabotaged his own career shit. So what happened earlier this year, apparently, at the beginning of this year, was that he made like a video bitching about the commentary, quote unquote commentary community, but really what it was him complaining about people not donating to his charity and shit. And he was, making up a bunch of stuff, and he basically blackmailed, allegedly was threatening to blackmail people like YouTubers that, promised to donate to his charity or some shit. He was blackmailing people. He was guilt tripping his audience into donating to his stuff. And you see all this stuff, and obviously his fans or his followers or shit, basically like, there's a massive backlash. And as a result, he's pretty much no longer a thing anymore. And he has had a major fall from grace. He's lost subs, he's lost support, and so on and so forth. And apparently, and I didn't really go to his channel recently. I just happened to see some of these videos. So what I wanted to say here was that kind of taking all this in about this whole Jake Doolittle shit and seeing how far he's fallen in the short amount of time. And I'll be honest with you, as somebody who's had a brief interaction with this dude, it's quite funny, quite ironic. that this is happening to this guy, because the reason why, it's not such a petty reason as, oh, we had he reacted or he responded to my video years ago and we had a mini back and forth. It's just a simple fact that it seems like every time somebody on here comes at me in a certain way, there's always some shit that ends up happening to him. Like, there's always every single one of these people who try and come at me sideways and try to say that Wrestling Otaku's bad for a video that I made, be it this, be it that, bringing up old shit, bringing up videos from 5 years ago, 10 years ago that I did, and a lot of this shit I've explained, a lot of this shit I've went through and debunked, and, I've obviously spoke about this stuff ad nauseum. No matter what it is, whether it be the 10 reasons why women are trash video, whether it be the requirements video, no matter what video it was, I've always come out and I've stated my case. And I've always told people why I did what, or why I did this, or why I say that, or why I think this way. I always do this. But you always got some motherfuckers on here who want to try to fucking drag my name through the mud, who want to fucking try to call me something that I'm not, and this, that, and the third. Right? And they want to lead these fucking witch hunts, if you will, against me. They want to say, oh, Wrestling Otaku's this, Wrestling Otaku's that, Wrestling Otaku's evil, trying to paint me in a certain light to all the fucking fans and all the fucking people who watch the shit. And every single one of these individuals, it seems to me like every single one of these guys has some kind of shit on themselves. Right? It seems like every single person who has ever come at me in this sort of way has either A, basically been exposed for something, because that's basically what it is. It's an exposal. Jake Doolittle has been exposed, if you will, for being basically a petty fraud. You know, blacklisting people, fucking guilt-tripping his audience into donating, and seemingly coming off as entitled, stuff like that. It's like, see, every time somebody comes at me sideways like this, when it comes to this YouTube stuff, it's either A, that individual is full of shit, and they get exposed, or B, they got some major skeletons in their closet that they're trying to hide themselves. But they want to come at me like I'm the bad guy. It seems like every single time, it never fails. Every single time somebody comes at me in this way, they got some shit on them. It seems like every single time, and this Jake Doolittle is just the latest example. And I'll bet you any money, all these big name commentary channels who were talking all that hard shit on me years ago, fucking, guys like the Sam Collins and Sensitive Society, and fucking that other chick, Sheer on the Wall, who, by the way, I'm still waiting for that fucking interview that you promised me. Still haven't got back to me to this day. Claimed you were going to do an interview, never got back to me. So, there you go. Just, people being full of shit, as they usually are. But I'll bet you all these fucking people, no matter who it is, whether it be people in this YWC, if you don't know, that's the YouTube wrestling community for people who are not familiar, whether it be people in this YWC, these YWC troll douchebags that I had to deal with years ago, and that I've eviscerated essentially years ago. People who know about my FRS channel, you know what I'm talking about, my Fortune 4 Shooters channel. Way back during the days of the old school quote-unquote old school YWC, all these old, bitter YWC trolls from back then who are coming at me sideways, whether it's them, whether it's the people in this fucking commentary community, whether it's these assholes who just came out of the fucking, crawled out of whatever fucking crack they came out of from these dark websites, this fucking Cyrax trolling community dipshits, a bunch of cyber criminals is what they are. That's basically what I amount them to. A bunch of fucking cyber criminals. That's all they are. No matter who it is. It seems like every single one of these people who have come at me this way in the last 10 years since I've been on YouTube, it seems like every single one of them gets exposed for some shit. Every single one of them has some skeletons in their motherfucking closet, and Jake Doolittle is no exception. So yeah, all I gotta say is, Jake Doolittle, you fucking reap what you sow. You said what you said, you tried to be on some bullshit, and you got exposed for it. You're getting what you deserve. Jake Doolittle, or should I say Jake Doolittle, because everything that comes out of this guy, everything that comes from this guy is fucking bullshit. Every single word that comes out of this guy's mouth is absolute shit. So you're Jake Doolittle as far as I'm concerned. Jake Doolittle, Jake Head Little. Oh man, I'm having fun with this one. I'm gonna have some fun with this one, man. At your expense, at Jake Doolittle's expense, I'm just eating this shit up. I'm eating this shit up because it happened once again. It happened once again. Okay, people want to make me out to be I'm some villain, like I'm some bad guy, and then they end up getting exposed themselves. I find it absolutely hilarious. I find it hilarious. It is just desserts. It is fucking, as far as I'm concerned, it's justice. As far as I'm concerned, it's poetic justice, because for so long, people tried to say that I'm this and I'm that and call me out of my name and try to accuse me of being something that I'm not. And every single fucking occasion, every single time, it's brought back onto them. And I fucking love it every single time it happens. So Jake Doolittle, if you happen to be watching this video, just know Wrestling Otaku says you got exposed. And hey, you brought it on yourself, homeboy. So keep trying to blackmail people, keep trying to guilt trip your fucking fans for charity, you cheapskate. And just know that little diss rap I did on you years ago that you took such offense to, that you claimed I was threatening you with violence, it was a fucking joke, my man. I wasn't being serious. It was a fucking, that's the purpose of a diss rap. I'm not fucking going out and trying to look up your fucking location and try to do some shit. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. But honestly, looking at the way you are looking at your channel right now, you got way bigger things to worry about than old Wrestling Otaku over here. So yeah, good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. But yeah, so Jake Doolittle, you got exposed. You had a fall from grace, and you deserve every bit of it. And as far as I'm concerned, all these other commentary douchebags, like the Sensitive Societies, the Sam Collins, the Sheer on the Walls, all these fucking people, they all deserve the same thing, because I'll bet you they got skeletons in their closet too. And I hope if it does happen, you bet your ass yours truly will be back here to fucking rub it in. You bet I'm going to be on here to rub it in. You may think it is petty. I find it as poetic justice. Because that's how I am. That's how I roll. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this video. So, Jake Doolittle, here's to you. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this video. So, thank you for watching this. And shouts out to all my real subscribers, all my true followers, supporters, whatever have you, for sticking with the Wrestling Otaku for as long as you have. Because I know I say it all the time, but I really, really mean it. I appreciate every single person who has stuck with me up to this point, throughout all the bullshit, all the lies, all the slander, all the trying to paint me as this bad guy, trying to paint me as this and that. I'm a pedo, I'm this and I'm that, and all that bullshit that people try to spew over the years. The true ones, the real ones, stuck with me since the beginning, and I appreciate each and every single one of you for sticking with me throughout that. But anyway, that's all I gotta say for this video, so thank you for watching. It was a fun one. Jake Doolittle, you got what you deserve, you got exposed, and so have a nice life, I guess. That's all I can say. But anyway, so that's all I gotta say for this video. Thank you for watching once again. Till next time, Wrestling Otaku, I'm out for now. See you guys later. Peace!